Hi.
Hello, and welcome to the Partner Panel. So yeah, man. You want to go ahead and just start with 12, and we just kind of make our way through it.
Yeah, let's just do that and go from there. Ooh, I like that look. And that's ooh, I do like that look. Yes.
He said it's so spicy. Let's go. I can't with you, bro.
Work with this.
I told you, my friend. I got you. But yeah, man. Let's just go ahead and start. Let's talk a little bit about these items that they've been adding, just like in general,
Right.
Like we can kind of bounce through the different patches here. How do you feel about the art style? Let's just focus on that for a little bit.
The art style's been great. It's always been great. It's funny because I bring this up. I try not to bring up other games while we're doing these partner panels for Fault, right? But like I've recently gotten in, I've signed into Reddit and started doing some things, but somebody was complaining about the art for like the shop art for Fault. And I'm like, wait, what? I was like, it's one of the, and like I think Fault's great overall.
In Reddit, they were complaining?
Yeah. So I'm like, what do you like? But they were like saying that Fault's art compared to Predecessor and Overprime. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, especially like nothing against Predecessor. The game's great, but I think Fault's shop art is tons better than Predecessor's. I was like, okay, but I was like, so this art, and I'm okay with this being the final art, but they have ambitions of making it a 3D, art. So, or not 3D, 2D.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of people that really dislike the 2D art look specifically. Let me say, because it doesn't matter if they make a dope picture, it doesn't matter if it's okay. They're literally gonna be like, it could be better. So I don't know.
Are they trying to be ambitious and do the 3D art or no, 3D is not right, because you'd have to have like 3D. We have to have like 3D glasses for it to pop out at you, right? Like,
no, bro, that's
get
me out. Okay, no.
Like literally, I feel like wait, 3D. That doesn't seem like that's right.
No, so it's a 3D rendered picture. You feel me? Just like if I had a drawing of Cooch versus a picture of Cooch, it could literally be the same image, but one of those is 2D, one of them is a 3D image. You follow?
Right. Yeah. So just like the game's a 3D, like playing Fault.
Yeah.
It's
exactly. So they're trying to get the items to be more realistic, 3D-ish looking, and that's something that eventually they'll be able to do. But the thing is, they have to individually make every 3D model of every item, get the lighting perfect. If the item itself glows or whatever, put all that in, and then take a picture. You feel me? You did all that for one picture.
Yeah.
So it's something that it's definitely gonna set them apart, but I don't see them working on it anytime soon, quite frankly.
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
No, I don't. I hope they don't. Like literally, like spend your resources in a more needed spot. I don't be doing that. Like I said, this, in my opinion, like pull up Smite. I think our item shop graphics are better than Smite, right? Not even comparing the pair of zombies. Literally look at Smite. Even the little bit that I remember, because I don't play League of Legends like other people do. The little bit I remember, I still like ours. I like Fault's better. So I'm like, I don't think we need to, work on that. That's something that can come in even after full release. Like all of a sudden, like, patch 1.13.10. Like I don't like that can come then. Like, I'm not worried about the 3D item art.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'll be real. Like there's quite a few of them that have focused on that.
The trunk is really nice looking.
Are you talking about the blue one, bro?
Yeah.
That's not a.
Tell me that's not an elephant trunk. Look at that. Put a peanut in front of it and tell me that doesn't look like an elephant trying to grab a peanut.
Nah, bro. I don't care what universe you're in. I don't care what universe you're in. That's not an elephant trunk. You're not going to change my mind.
When the first original Fault character comes out and they're an elephant and their story is to go against Grux, hey, tell me I'm wrong then, because it's gonna fit his trunk perfect.
Bro, actually, side note, could you imagine if they ended up going some weird, twisted, like Cybertron sort of deal, like robot animals, like a robot gorilla or robot elephant sort of deal? They could do a whole bunch of shit with it, quite frankly. But
they already have a robot bear, so yeah, they could definitely do some of that stuff.
True, like somebody grabbed the whole fucking zoo and just went ham on it, bro.
Yeah. So, but no, the arts. What are your opinions on the art? I mean, I know you like it because we've talked before, but like, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be real with you. I can't help but be picky, a little picky at times, right? And more on the constructive criticism. Oh. Yeah, I know, right? But like for example, the purple glove. I love the way the purple glove looks, right? Yeah. Like it's like a vial. That definitely looks like a Boreas sort of glove. Cool. All right, whatever. The green arm gauntlet thing.
Right.
Dope. Again, like a whole bunch of little mini vials and stuff. Looks super clean. And like I'll be like the helmet looks a little weird, but I guess kind of like Magneto, Cerebro sort of helmet vibes, so it's whatever. And then the arm bracelet, I mean, I'm not mad at them, right? Like they're all acceptable. But I also wonder, like, is my perspective on all these items going to change once they're 3D rendered? Like we have items that might look cool as shit in a 2D picture, but as soon as it gets 3D rendered, it's like, yeah, it looks kind of off, doesn't it? Like once it's actually 3D. So we'll see on that. But I'll be real, man. On a quick little subject change here, I really, really enjoy the teasers they've been releasing, like for the draft, for the menu, etc. Like I'm digging it. TBH.
Before we get too far on that, I just real quick your little judgments on the icons. I noticed that you liked almost all of them. The helmet you were kind of iffy on. I think the helmet isn't as cool looking because it's like a tier.
Because it's a mid-tier.
Yeah, it's a mid-tier item. It's nothing like you're not set like, oh, I can't wait to get that item. Like those top tier items. You're like, I can't wait to get that. Now that's still, again, you're the blue, elephant trunk. I can understand, like that's still. What I do like in that though is the detail with it. You have like the little like circuit, lines. Like it's something to like almost like electronic. I don't know. You kind of see that, in the arms there, or on that little ridge, whatever you want to call that little spot.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just like when I look at it, I can't fully like break it down. Like like it looks like circuit boardish, right? Like the design and whatnot. And then it looks like 3 thrusters on either side. Like it's like Iron Man's 3rd attempt, and he was like, nah, this shit ain't looking good. Like this shit will never work. Like I just don't understand the logic behind the item. You feel me? Not like for the purple glove, how it's got the vial in there and somehow the vial is going to affect the arm. You get me? Like at least I can kind of make sense of it. But then I'll be real though, it doesn't really make too much sense to have a helmet that builds into gloves. Just on a side note.
And I think that's only what's the word I'm looking for?
Placeholder art?
Placeholder right now. I think because like you notice that some of the placeholders are being changed, or like this, like now all of a sudden, like was it a couple patches ago, you all of a sudden no longer have that vial that goes in a crossbow. It is now it's the Magnus arrow or whatever that goes into it. So that took that placeholder out of that. It makes more sense to go into GD crossbow and goes into the Magus bow. So I think right now this is just a placeholder for something. Like they're gonna use this item somewhere else for a helmet, maybe, you know, for a better looking helmet or something, and then the arm gauntlets will then get another placeholder to fit that. So, or something along those lines, possibility.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know, that again, just me being picky. Whatever. I just don't think it makes sense. And I think, quite frankly, I would have still used a different placeholder. Like, if that is the case, well, I'm sure they might have like a million different drawings of a glove. They could have just chosen a generic looking one and put it as a mid tier, you know?
Yeah, no, it definitely would have made sense to, because like right now you have no helmet at all for it to go into. So it really, like, it's not like you brought in a helmet and a gauntlet and this is the mid tier for the helmet, so we're gonna just substitute it for the mid tier for the gauntlet as well, you know? So you're right, it does, like, that's where it doesn't make sense. But like I said, the whole like not fitting into it, like I said, that vial, I can't remember what's it called, but that yellow vial that they had in GD crossbow is no longer there, you know? So that didn't fit. That didn't make sense to go in a crossbow either, but the stats made sense.
Yeah, true enough.
But yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it'll get adjusted eventually, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to. You know, it'll work somewhere. Like once we finally get all the items we have, I think everything's going to flow the way it's supposed to, and it'll be even easier because right now, like as of right now, and the one thing that's, because you're right with the pickiness of it. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but like the bringing up the argument.
Yeah, like just the off-putting part about it.
Well,
that's all it really is.
It's not just, well, it's off-putting for you, a veteran player, right? But what's the one thing they're working for right now? Onboarding, you know, and player retention, right? Somebody new coming in, are they gonna think that when they build this helmet, it's gonna go to a glove, you know, type thing? Like that's where it's like you gotta, like, it's stuff like that you gotta think about, you know. It's like, you know, make the build make sense, because, you know, somebody says like, hey, somebody's like, hey, all right, you next thing you're gonna build, you know, yeah, it's not on that. Hold on, I gotta find. Hey, you know, build enhanced cognition. You know, that's gonna go into, you know, that's, you know, grab that, you know, it's like, or go get those gloves or whatever. And it's like, all right. And then it's like, all right, next thing you want to buy for the building of those gloves is enhanced cognition. It's like, oh, what, you're looking for a glove or something to go with it. You're not gonna, because like you can't just read the names you're not gonna go through every item and read enhanced cognition, right? You're gonna go through and you're gonna try to find the next like little thing that builds into a glove. And when you're looking for that, you're not looking for a helmet. So no, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll fix it eventually.
Oh,
but the draft screen though.
Yes,
like, right.
the pre-draft screen, like the roll pick screen, this is great.
Oh yeah, the roll pick screen, excuse me, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, no, yeah, the roll pick screen is great. I think they said in Gen Chat when this was first put out, which was a couple weeks ago. Again, sorry that we haven't been able to go live. Like when this was put out is when I was I had no power for that whole week, so I wasn't able. That's why we're catching up on some partner panels here. But I wonder how the roll pick's gonna work. Like, is it gonna go from top to bottom? So whoever, if you're last, if you literally just get what's left in the roll picking. I do see that they have the ability to swap rolls, but like, how's that going to work in picking? You know, hey, I want this roll, or I'm gonna take this roll going into the, you know, the match.
So I'll be real with you. Usually in role picking games, you queue with 1 or 2 roles in mind, right? And I don't know, like there's a lot of games that have, like, you have your primary role, your secondary role, and then it has like a little warning in the corner, and it'll be like, warning, you know, if we weren't able to find a spot for you here, we're gonna fill you, right? Just like as little stipulation, so they could work in something like that. Right. But I'm assuming you're gonna have a preferred role when you go in, and whether you get your preferred role or not is something that they're gonna try and get for you. And then from there, let's say you got, like, you queued for carry and then support, but you ended up mid because there were too many carries and supports queuing, right? So then from there, it could be like, all right, does somebody want to swap? Please, I know you got, you know, somebody else probably queued for carry and support. Do you mind swapping with me? I'm not a good mid, etc. So right. I'm assuming that's how it would work.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna be something like that. But no, I like it. I like the idea of the map being the way that it is, and really kind of giving you that angle, that look of what you're gonna see, and then where your rolls go from there. So that works really well. So this whole setup, I like it. Like I said, this, as I was saying, was that map, the way it sits in the map, and it's really showing you where the rules sit. Like, I think that fits really well, because it before, or as what it is right now, it's a really small map, and the colors, like, you really have to look to see what the color of Prime is and what the color of Raptor is to know which way you're going, you know. And for a new player, that's going to be hard to understand. This is very obvious. You know, there is a big, you know, it's not even gold, I guess it's a tan circle, and then a big purple circle, you know, and that's like, okay. And then it tells you Raptor side, Prime side. So it's nice to see that they have something like that.
Yeah, so I'll be real. One of the main things that I noticed on the screen are the description, which is honestly just dope to look at, right? Like the fact that if you have your role, you're on the screen for your few seconds, you're gonna see on the right hand side it says last hit minions to gain gold, play safe, build high damage items to deal massive damage in the late game, suitable heroes that deal damage to their basic attacks, recommended heroes are, and it looks like a hyperlink. You might actually be able to click on that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so you'll be able to click on those names,
or at least highlight it, and a picture might pop up of the character, maybe.
Possibly. Yeah, because you're not picking from here. So I think
this is just establishing your role, and then you go into the pick screen.
Right. So like a picture might show up, like right now, because Sparrow's at top. So maybe that's why you got the Sparrow picture up where it says carry. If you hover over Twin Blast, maybe Twin Blast goes in that spot there, you know?
Oh, okay. Like dynamic pictures up there, maybe?
Yeah. And then so you kind of have an idea. It would almost be better not to do that though, because like if I tell a new person, hey, you get Twin Blast, I'm gonna be Decker, they're like, oh, which one's Twin Blast? And then I gotta tell them, all right. And I feel like I'm playing like what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking
guess who?
Battleship. You know, Battleship. All right.
Okay.
Go 3 over 4 down. You know, it's like, okay. You know, then it's like, so it's like, okay, 3 over 4. Oh yeah, that's Twin Blast. So you have an idea of what you're talking about there.
The guy that looks like Tom Cruise. You're like, all right, bet, got it.
Yeah, that
got
it. Right. Yeah, the one that he was inverted. So but anyways, it'd be cool to have a picture like that so you can understand, like, okay, that's who I'm picking.
Yeah, like, I'll be real. These, and moving on to the actual draft screen here.
Yes.
I'm just thoroughly impressed, quite frankly. Like, just because I find it visually appealing. I look at it, it's very minimalistic, using the space properly, you feel me? Yeah. Like even here, it says, on the top, it says Dust Team, and I'm assuming when it's the other team, it'll say Dawn. It'll go back and forth. It tells you the name of the character that you chose, big letters, and look, Quang has a capital K even, right? And then
I'm a real boy now.
Right? And then you're able to see also, like, for example, like, it looks like cool little animations on the left hand side. Like whenever you're actually picking, it's gonna highlight it like, hey, this person's picking. Yep. You got your name, the timer. I noticed that before you pick a character, your role is indicated where the picture goes, if you notice.
Yep.
And then from there, you're able to see that once you pick the character, the character's picture basically fills up the spot.
Yep, and then that roll gets minimized. And it's still there, but it's
correct.
Yep.
And it gets minimized. Now, interestingly enough, I don't know if this was a custom match, but I can see the enemy players' names and the enemy players' roles in the draft screen.
Yeah. The names, So the names is not a good thing. Do not put the names there. Okay, in my opinion. Because there's going to be so many draft dodges just because people see the names.
Yeah,
Just the shenanigans.
I don't think seeing the enemy names is good here, but I'll be real. I don't even think seeing the enemy role should be a thing here. I think this should be an ally thing, because if they're doing something nutty, let's say like Murdock jungle, our jungler shouldn't know that before the match starts.
Right. Yeah, because it's so easy to counter pick, because you see, like, especially in the
because you should counter pick based off of the team comp that you see, not based off of who's in what role.
Exactly. You know, and you know, for example, right now there's a lot of Morgesh off lane, right? So who else goes off lane that's not a normal off laner?
I say like Grim.
Yeah, let's say
as soon as somebody sees Morgesh off lane, they might do Grim off lane just to counter.
Yep. So let's say you got a Murdock on you're looking at the enemy team. You got a Murdock, you got a Grim, and you got a Morgesh. You have no clue who's going where. Grim could be going mid, Morgesh could be going off lane, and Murdock being carry, right? Murdock could also go off lane, you know, and Morgesh be mid and Grim be carry. Like literally those three, you're not gonna know how to counter. And now if you're able to see what roles are what, you're gonna be okay, this is how I'm gonna counter pick this.
Now, I do find it interesting, and I like the fact that on this very screen, you could choose your skins. You can see click on hero build from here.
Yes.
So maybe there's already preset builds that you're gonna have down the road, and you can choose which build to load in. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why the hero build would be on the screen. Besides that, to be honest,
I think hero build, because I think I could be wrong, but I think eventually there's gonna be pre-built, like pre-builds. You know, like how you have your, like, you can go to your Discord and you can find your builds that you have, right? You have your you have an ADC like safe build or something. I can't remember what it's called, but like there's one that you can kind of like, you know, you build.
Talking about like Legends of Runeterra, how you can import it and then it's just saved on there and you can click on it.
Yeah, so you can go in and you can make your builds, right? Like, okay, I want an ADC aggressive build, you know, and then like, okay, here's my AD. Like, you click hero builds and like, all right, this is my ADC aggressive build. You click on that one. That one's gonna be my pre-build. So now when I go back to base, all I have to do is click auto buy, because it's gonna auto buy off my pre-build that I have.
I mean,
I
maybe
think that's the plan eventually. You know, again, I don't think this is gonna be happen. You know, patch 14. I think that's what's gonna happen down the line. But I also, off of that, I do like the fact that they put all of their abilities and their passive right here, and I'm assuming you're going to be able to hover over them and see and read what they are. Because right now, you pick a new character and you go into the game, you got to spend more time on base and hold up whatever button that is to pull that up. You know, I guess it depends what your hotkey is, but you know, for me, I think it's like control. You hold up control and you're able to read, and then you have to read what your abilities do, you know, and then you have to go in from there. So I think it looks like you're possibly be able to do that from here and kind of understand, okay, at least like, okay, well, Q is going to be the one that I want to pick first. What, you know, and maybe not with Twin Blast, because I don't play Twin Blast. So
you know what's one thing I noticed here, and I don't know how many people noticed it, but you're going to be able to tell where your mastery is for that character on the screen. There's a bronze 99 Gideon, a silver 7 Countess, a gold 23 Sparrow, a plat 63 Quang, and a master 19 Twin Blast. Looks like each individual level is going to go up to 100.
Let's go.
I wonder how many people noticed that.
Now is when I noticed, because you pointed it out to me.
And you know what's crazy? I think they're also planning on adding. Actually, they might have. I'm pretty sure this is already in. They already have it in, so where there's heroes that get rotated, right? Like a free hero every week in case you don't own it.
Say what? Say it again. Sorry.
Like, you know how not everybody owns every hero, right? There's heroes on rotation.
Yes, a rotation hero, yes.
And there's that icon on the Grim.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's them. Yep. That's a rotation icon to let you know, like, hey,
to let you know that
this is a hero you don't own, but you can play it.
Yep. that makes complete sense there, because that looks similar to Paladins. They have those little icons that that, hey, this is not one you owe, but it owned. This is one you can use though.
Dude, I love it, bro. I'm now gonna base some of my picks just based off of the rank. Be like, oh, you know what? I should go this character, but my Sparrow's almost master, bro. I gotta get a few more Sparrow games in.
or it's like, man, I need to work on Sparrow. Like, I'm a little low on this one. I need to keep going.
But no, I like it. I like it. I gotta say, like, that part right there just gets me excited. The fact that there's gonna be 100 levels per rank is interesting. So how exactly they're going to incorporate that, I don't know. But there's probably some sort of, I don't know, some sort of dynamic, like, hey, like, there's certain quests and achievements that you can do to get bonus points, or it might just be straight grinding out the character. But the fact that there's 100 levels per rank means you'll probably play that character for quite a bit, TBH.
Yeah. No, and then they've already said that everything that you've played so far is going to, carry over.
It's progressive.
It's going to count towards it, So, like for me, somebody who's I've grinded a lot of Murdock. That's the most one I've played, so I'm going to have a good amount towards my mastery for Murdock. I think it just all depends on how much a level is going to cost, or not cost, but how much the level is it's going to take to get that a next level. And to go up, like for Gideon, right? If we pick Gideon right now to jump in this game, how much is that going to be for us to get to that, to max that level out and work on our silver? That's where it's gonna, because you're obviously, and it's not anything crazy. The way I understand it, it's just gonna be playtime. Like, you pretty much just got to play and get experience. It's just whatever you
just
get
traditional experience.
Yeah, just your traditional experience, and you just play and you get them. There might be certain things that incentivize that boost. Like, yeah, maybe if I play Gideon and I get 20 kills, I get more, off of that. But like, I think it's just going to be straight up playtime.
So, moving on. I mean, I'll be real with you. I hope that they might have some sort of other incentives, basically skill based, or maybe they take KDA into consideration. Not sure. Like, if your KDA is positive, you might get more points. If your KDA is negative, you might get less points.
Right.
But no, man. So they mentioned some new team members here, and I'll be real with you. I still kind of wish they showed a little bit of the work, but they got Leonardo, Leo Stone. Is that Roca? So, considering it's Leonardo, I'm thinking that's Roca. Gameplay programmer, and then they got the Rodrigo Miranda Dominguetti, a 3D artist. Oh, from Brazil. That's what's up. But yeah, man, I still really think they should highlight some of their work. You know what I mean? Even if it's just one piece, one single picture, just to kind of show that what they do, kind of like what they did, like the guy that designs UIs. Most of what they showed for him was like mobile game UIs, and I mean, we're seeing here now. This draft mini looks dope. Yeah, I'm not against it.
Yeah, the guy's doing great. And they're not, and I know only because of like what we went over a couple updates ago when they showed the 3 other people they came up with, right? And one of them is the map designer. And somebody, I was just in Gen Chat one night, and somebody posted the link to his artist portfolio. I can't remember what website it is, but there's a website that basically these artists are putting their a portfolio on there. Like, so there's got to be something that these guys are doing, that they're able to just kind of like, you just grab a couple things, or just like you said, one thing, just kind of, hey.
I doubt anybody gets hired without having some portfolio, right?
Yeah, you got to have something.
Like,
you got to
something to show.
Right. They're not just going to go hire somebody that's just like straight green that has no clue what they're doing, like just straight from school. Like, I've done nothing, but here I am.
You imagine?
That's not going to happen, But like, like for, gameplay programmer, that might be a hard one to show something on, because like that's like more of like a coding thing is what it sounds like to me,
Yeah.
So that one might be hard to do, but you could at least give me some games that they've done.
I mean, like, I'll be real with you. Even if you post a picture of the school they went to, Like if they're just graduated and they, you know, they're gameplay programmers, you had a test for them, they passed it and you hired them, I'd be like, hey, they came from here or self-taught. And even if you just put a picture of them or just something, put their logo, their icon, just, I don't know, just a little something to, you know, show for.
Yeah.
Is all I would want.
Right. But the 3D artist, like, show me something. Like, that's the one you could definitely show it and get and build excitement. You know, just like, this is what we hired. This is the experience this person has, and they're only going to get better. You know, that's one thing about when it comes to art and stuff like this, you just improve as you go. Like the more, you know, the more practice you do, the better you get. The more things you learn, the little things like, oh wait, if I do this, I can actually, this is going to make things better, you know? So like just showing us something now and like, you know, like, okay, I like this. We can work with that for sure.
True. Now there's more guest skin though, bro. All right, let's let's talk about this more guest skin real quick, right?
Somebody in chat says if they don't create an emblem featuring your beard, I'm out. All right, SMS, you heard it. Your player onboarding, you're talking about people, player retention. All right, you want to keep somebody, you got to create an emblem with my beard. Okay, let's go.
Bro, an emblem? They do it out. They should make a. Do you imagine wards for the partners? Like there's specific unique partner ward, and yours is literally just like a beard.
That would be fucking awesome. I'm all about it. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. But no, so this Morgue skin. Bro, I don't know, bro. I got mixed feelings. I'm gonna be real with you. Let me hear what you got to say about this one, because it's interesting.
I don't know. I don't understand. Like, literally take Morgesh's face. I'm cool with it. I like it. I have no issues with it. Right? But I don't understand the lines on her skin. Like, I don't get what we're doing. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would have rather have seen like her outfit, you know, be, you know, put something on her outfit that's like the red, you know, and you know, for that stage 4 skin, you know, like put something on her bra and her, I don't know what you want to call that little toga thing, you know, like make that like, you know, something red on that and kind of keep her in her. I just don't understand it. Like, I don't know where they're, like, I look at it, I'm like, okay, because this to me looks like the skin it's almost like it would have fit with the season 0 pass that they were trying to go with, you know, that little ancient thing that they were going ancient what was it called? Okay,
I mean, they didn't have an official name for it, but that's kind of what we dubbed it.
You're right. It kind of fits with that. I mean, not saying her skin that they have doesn't fit that, because it does, it also fits, but like, I don't know, it just doesn't. I don't understand what we're going for here. I don't, like I said, the head itself, especially stage one head, Morgesh, perfect.
Oh, yeah, stage one, 2, and arguably 3. 3, I think the diamond looks kind of creepy, but I guess, you know, that's a good thing, right? Yeah. But the whole like black lips and like black eye sockets and stuff, like, I think that looks dope, right? I get what you're saying though on those lines, because it doesn't necessarily kind of match the vibe of the other ones, right?
Right. It doesn't at all. So here's the thing though, like, why not do this? Why not keep the whole like black body and red lines, like on stage 1, 2, and 3, right? She got a black body, right? Stage 4, let's keep that black body and we'll do the red lines, but her outfit be the white.
Maybe. I think that probably look better.
I think that would make the red face pop more and fit for sure more of what you're seeing with stage 1, 2, and 3. Like right now, you like 1, 2, 3 face, right? You're 4, you're like, I don't know how I feel. I think if it was black overall,
the contrast, face,
it would definitely look better.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, TBH, because I know they're going for like this like ashy skin sort of vibe on all the skins, right?
Right.
But I just,
except Murdock.
Yeah. Well, except Murdock and Twin Blast. Which is, well, hold on, actually. So they're making the humans have normal skin, but now more, I guess. Is this under the assumption she isn't a human because she has horns? Probably, right?
I guess.
You feel me? Because every other human kept their skin tone.
She doesn't always have horns. In the season 0 pass skin, she's got like that headdress type thing. That's not those. That's like that would make her more of a human than anything else with that.
Interesting. I don't know. Because I'll be real with you, bringing more white, red, and black into the attire. Her horns should have been red. Personally, I think that's a missed thing. Like the dagger looks cool, right?
Right.
I'm vibing with the dagger, but I definitely feel like her horns probably were our missed opportunity. Like gold horns, plat horns, because the horns are pretty influential, right?
Right.
And in her skin, and you can see the horns clearly when you're looking at the back of the character model. So I don't know. Weird, but you know what I also noticed? Homegirl has red feathers on every skin at her ankles, and for earrings. So they didn't color match those?
Yeah, I wouldn't call them earrings because they're definitely hanging from the horns. But yes.
Okay, horn rings. Or I don't know. I don't know the terminology there.
I don't know what you call that either. I don't know. I'm just saying that's not what. But yeah, that is interesting. I
kind of wish those were color matched too.
Both ankles have red feathers. Both horns have red feathers. Yeah, it's definitely different that they went with that because.
I mean, it's probably so small you might not even notice in game. To be honest with you, I just definitely think at least for the picture, I would have color matched them at least for the picture.
Something, right? Yeah, it's different for sure.
Yeah, because that's just a why moment for me, to be real with you. Now let's do this. Let's go ahead and move on over to the next one because I know we got a little bit to talk about here.
Yeah.
So. We missed out on the patch update, right?
Right.
So what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, let's actually just go to the next bi-weekly update, and then we'll wrap it up at the end with the patch notes.
Works for me.
All right, cool. So let's go over to the next weekly update here. Now, this is the recent one. This is the one that's this week.
Yeah. Read this, the welcome, and I'm gonna use the restroom. Be right back.
All right, go. So here's what they say. They say, welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's blog post. As our dev team continues to work away on everything coming with our next major update, we have also been working towards a large-scale in-game event. We will announce a date and start showcasing everything within the next couple of weeks. We're very excited for the future of Fault and cannot wait to show our community what we've been working on when we launch our major update event. In today's blog post, we'll discuss heroes, show off more upcoming menu screens, and clarify a few things in the community has been asking about. Now, really quick, guys, I know that there's a few of you in chat. Just be mindful. We are going to try and get in a few of the comments and the questions and stuff, but we might not get to all, so we apologize for that in advance. Rocky Steele says, I would love the black body and white outfit for the last one. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, just questionable design choice is what I would label it as, but who knows? Maybe it's something that is still to be determined, or maybe that's just the way they want it. But following up on here, they mentioned Fault heroes. One of the main questions we receive is new heroes when? And I absolutely love that they typed it out exactly like people write it, like in comments and Instagram, on Discord and such. But they're mentioning, we would like to confirm that yes, more heroes are coming to Fault. Be sure to take a closer look at our previous workshop image for a hint at who the next heroes may be. And then they do have a hero poll wanting to get your feedback on it, which I'll be real with you, I'm cool with, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea.
I like it because it adds community engagement. You know, it might be the smallest thing, but it's gonna do two things, all right, in my opinion. One, it's going to make you want to do this poll, and then you're gonna want to sit around and wait to see who's released in this regard, right, or whatever. And then two, it's gonna show the devs how many people are really paying attention.
Yeah, how many people are actually reading this post?
Right, because we did one of these before, you know, but that was like months ago, you know, and we did our little post and went from there, right? And we all kind of voted on our, like, I can't remember how many. Well, I think it was like 4 different heroes, or you kind of pick them in order or something, and then they kind of went with that. And there was a lot of good feedback from there, you know. But this one's gonna kind of show you, because like we are, you know, we know the player base is kind of dwindling, you know, so we're kind of waiting for that next big patch and what's going on. So this is going to do those two things. It's going to make people want to vote, you know, like I voted for mine, and now I'm going to wait to see maybe mine's next, you know, how the community vote, you know. Not saying, now again, don't get your hopes up thinking that, hey, this is what you voted for, this is the next, you know, that's the next hero.
Yeah, that's wishful thinking for sure.
They kind of already hinted toward who the next heroes are going to be, but maybe this community vote is going to be the next hero from there on.
So let me ask you, because they mentioned on here that they're working on a large-scale in-game event. What does that mean to you?
That's a tough one. Large-scale in-game event. I'm trying to think of the games, like what they do. So like Overwatch, right? I mean, it could be like a kind of like a seasonal skin type thing, because Overwatch, they do their 2000, like they do their like Summer Olympics, right? And you got to do so many things or whatever, and you unlock because they have their loot boxes, not to be confused with a Paragon loot box, because that was just insane. But they have their loot boxes in Overwatch that you can unlock. You know, you have a higher percentage chance to unlock the certain Summer Olympic skins or voice packs or sprays and stuff like that.
Can I get you like event stuff?
Yeah, so maybe that's something that they're kind of going for. I don't know.
Yeah, so worth mentioning, I see in the chat Blue Sky Media saying probably something referring to October, maybe a Halloween event again. So I'll be real, that's kind of what I was thinking whenever they say large-scale in-game event. Maybe a map change, not map change, but more like a map skin adjustment. Yeah, like a reskin of the map to, you know, kind of fit the event that they're going for overall.
Please bring back Shadowfest map. I loved it. I never turned it off. I was all about it. I know people did turn it off, but I was all about it. I really enjoyed the skin.
So I don't know how feasible it'll be, but I think it would be cool. Like if you're there for the Halloween event, you now unlock that filter for the map. And people might come to the stream, hell, even like February, and be like, why does your map look like that? That's dope as shit. And be like, you only get it if you participate during the Halloween event. So it kind of gives people a reason to want to participate in during Halloween, the events, you know?
Would be sick for you just to kind of make your own like map overlay for what you're playing on. Because like, all right, so you and me, right? We're duo lane mains, right? So let's say I'm your support, you're the ADC. You pick the Shadowfest map, I pick Wintervale. So anybody watching my stream, they're seeing this.
They're seeing the snow version.
Snow white fucking map, and you're picking Shadowfest, and they go to your stream and they're looking at this fucking Halloween fucking, you know, jack-o'-lanterns everywhere. That would be sweet as hell, but we're playing the same game.
Yeah, that'd be cool, and it would add almost a little bit more oomph to the Twitch dynamic and YouTube videos and stuff. Like, you get me? Like, yeah. I don't know, just more community driven goals as far as getting people to participate in these events more and more. Yeah. Just an idea, because I'm sure that like we saw for the Halloween event, it literally was a filter. You could turn it off and on.
Right. It was upsetting though that they didn't give you the option for the Wintervale event. Not that I wanted to turn it off, but I know there was people in the community who didn't like it, you know, and the white was too bright for them, and certain things, you know, and right now, and I know one thing that you and me both complained about at the same time when we were doing the partner panel was the crosshairs. The crosshairs stayed white. So like you literally couldn't see your crosshairs when you were looking at certain locations, you know, so it was hard to do.
Yeah, that winter map with the new crosshairs would probably look really nice right now, TBH.
Yes, it would look a lot better now with the new crosshairs and how, especially when they change when you're actually on target or in, you know, at least in range of a target, you know, so it would look a lot better now, I think.
Now, also, I don't know, man. I would like them to be a little bit more detailed. I mean, considering they do these on a bi-weekly update, right? So we probably won't be hearing more details about this event until another 2 weeks, right? So that puts us like, you know, so about the second week of September.
Right.
So, I mean, who knows? Chat might be right on this one. They might be honestly just kind of working up to a Halloween event, and they're going to use the month of September to kind of ramp up to it. And then in the month of October, like, here's what I do want. If they are doing like a Halloween event or whatever, don't give me the Halloween event like the last 3 days of the month.
No, yeah,
like,
definitely.
Like if it's a Halloween event, unlock it like October 1st and let you rock it all the way until the 31st, right? And then from there, whether they have other options of being able to keep that filter because you participated, that would be cool. But if not, just at least have it for like the whole month to let people enjoy it for a little while. Like even the Christmas one, like it was cool, but it kind of sucked that it only lasted about like a week, you know?
Yeah. I think it was close to 2 weeks, I think. I could be wrong, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Especially because it wasn't just Christmas. I mean, it's literally Wintervale. Like winter is not just, you know.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
You know, so like you know,
it was like a seasonal thing.
Right. So especially because, you know, I live in Michigan and winter is like 8 months out of the year. So you know, I could use Wintervale all the time. But...
Bro, get me out. I would never. I would never. I'm in Florida, 70 degrees with a jacket. Get me out.
But our summers up here are beautiful. All right, you need to come visit sometime. Anyways, I get what you're saying, and so with this, I think what we could have, right, and me being that positive thinker, is we could the next update could give you all that detail and let you and like, hey, here's our next update. This is what we got. This is what's happening, and it's happening next patch. So wait next week when we drop our patch notes. That's when you're gonna see what's going on. Get ready. It could be something as soon as that, which would give you September, and like we could build up to a Halloween map to it if it is Halloween, something like that, you know, like because that would be halfway through September, you know. Like,
that'd be cool.
You already, you know, you could already build up to it, so it could be something like that. But because who knows what they're gonna do with the update? It could, like you said, it could be like, here's a teaser, and then like here's more teaser, and then here's what we're finally doing. And then it's coming next week, you know, type of thing. So it all depends on how we do it.
True. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, quite frankly, because like you mentioned, like community engagement, events, things to work for, you know, promoting Twitch viewership, promoting player count, etc. Just healthy for the game. And the fact that we haven't had something like that in almost 9 months now, definitely something that we're needing. Right. Now, let me ask you, because this whole new heroes when, etc., I find it interesting that they answer the question of when with yes. Did you notice that? Yeah. Like in very strange matters, Patton is like, when's a new hero coming? Yes. New heroes are coming.
Yes. When's the new heroes coming? Purple. It's the same answer. Like literally, you got the same answer. That's really what it is.
Oh, bro. Yeah. But I guess they also are redirecting back towards the picture that they leaked. One, in case somebody might have missed it, right?
Yes.
But then
Take
also
some time, look at this picture. Anybody in chat right now, in either the stream chat or in the YouTube chat, like, or, you know, viewing this, take some time, grab this picture, go find this this patch, this update, and look at this picture, zoom in and go look around. You'll find there are leaks in this picture. Go find, or not leaks,
Yeah.
teasers, leaks.
teasers, yeah.
Different thing. There's some teasers in this picture. Go find them.
So I'll tell you what, I've seen at least 3 different character names being mentioned off of this picture alone. And then we brought up the idea that maybe there might be a space-oriented theme coming because they're in a spaceship.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely in outer space. You can tell with that picture. So there's something going on with that.
Yeah, so who knows? I mean, oh my God, what if the event is going to be fault map in space and now it's like a lunar map or some shit like that? Could you imagine?
Yeah. What if they're teaming up with Space Jam and we're going to get LeBron James in?
Forget me out. Just get get me out, bro. No, like just stop. All right. So next, we're skipping right past that. No. All right. So they also mention on here, they talk about matchmaking a little bit, actually.
Yes,
which I'll be real with you, I find interesting, but I like the fact that they're talking about the matchmaking, because the matchmaking is something that a lot of existing and new players are concerned about, and how matchmaking is going to be affected with bots being introduced is a valid question. And let's go ahead and just kind of read this here together. So they mentioned that with our new bot modes and AI systems around the corner, we would like to take a moment to discuss how they will affect player experiences and matchmaking in game. New players will be introduced into the game by playing a specific amount of player versus bot matches to help them, to help teach them the basics and expose them to the in-game mechanics. These matches will track how the players perform and judge their skill level. This will be separate from their initial placement matches. Not only will the new system drastically improve the player onboarding, but they will also add an extra step of stat tracking to help ensure players are placed in matches suiting their skill level. Now, they also mentioned on top of these changes, we've been monitoring and tuning our player performance rating calculations over the past few months in the background. We understand how important matchmaking systems are in a PvP game like Fault, and this work will help improve our systems as we travel up the road to our full release. So I like that they're mentioning the full release. Now, I find it interesting that specifically for new players that are in the bot matches, right? Yep. Their stats are going to be tracked. So that way, when they're doing their placement matches, it helps place them more accordingly. Instead of just like, hey, you just got off bot matches, throw you with these people because it's just an average. You know what I mean? I kind of like that.
Yep. No, I definitely like that because like right now, you go into placement matches and you already getting a set amount of elo, all right, and then you work on your placement matches and you grow or lose your elo accordingly, and then you get thrown into whoever you get matched with, right? And even those placement matches they suck because there's times you're going against like masters, like it's like, what was this? Which I do understand, like it's literally trying to like, all right, you play a game, all right, you did really well, all right, we're gonna put you against a tougher opponent, like, okay, now you didn't do. They're pretty much trying to fine tune where you go, but no, I think this is with them tracking that is gonna give you're not all like, for instance, you're a better player than I am, all right? So if we jumped into these matches, these new onboarding games, right? You're gonna come out with a higher elo with your placement matches than I'm gonna come out with a higher elo, the way I'm understanding this, right? So then it's like, okay, then I'm gonna do my placement matches, and you're gonna do your placement matches, and you're gonna go against higher players, and I'm gonna go against my lower tier players, and then we're gonna get placements from there, and which makes more sense. You're not just gonna get thrown against the dogs, like, okay, sweet, thank you, have fun.
I wonder how crucial it's going to be, because it's a bot match. You feel me? There's a potential you're going to go 30-0 even as a new player, or depending on the difficulty of the AI, maybe the AI has aimbot, and if you're in the carry lane, I'm sorry for you, you know?
Right.
So I wonder how influential it's going to be and how hardcore of a adjustment is it going to be. Because if it doesn't actually change that much, you know, maybe like imagine it might tweak them by like 20 points as far as elo, or like 50 points as far as elo. Like it'll range them anywhere from like 950 to 850, for example, just to kind of throw random numbers out there. So maybe it just helps it a little bit, but it's not that much of a difference because they are bot matches, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see how effective it actually is.
So it says on top of these changes, they've been monitoring and tuning the player performance rating calculations. Like, now that they say this, I kind of see that, and I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together when I saw it, but like lately I've been following my elo more often because I've been started doing solo queues just because I want to get out of bronze. I want to show myself that I can do that. And but I follow my elo, and I noticed that I'm not like gaining a crazy amount, like 30, 20, something, depending what how I'm going against, right? But I'm also like not losing or losing a drastic amount, like there's games I'm doing like 15, 12, I'm like positive or negative, or I'm like gaining 20, 25, losing maybe 25, but I'm not like just all of a sudden, hey, lost 50, hey, like out of nowhere,
win 15, lost 50. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so it's definitely getting better, and I can see that happening because I've been, like I said, been paying a little more attention to it. So it's nice to see that they are doing that stuff to kind of work on that, because even though they tell you not to focus elo, I know there's players out there doing it. Like I said, I'm focusing it just because I'm trying to get out of bronze, right?
Mm-hmm. So, like a self-progression goal.
Right, exactly. That's what it is, right? But I know there's players out there who just do it because that's what they do, right? So, and when you go into that and you lose 50 and you're only gaining 12, for a win, it's like, how do I you really get discouraged right away, right? So now that it's not as drastic, like there still might be drastic ones, but those are ones that, like, if you really are losing 50, then you shouldn't have lost that game, right? Like you could have carried that. You could have 1v5 that crew. Like, that's how, like, if you're losing 50, almost, like, no offense to anybody out there who did do that recently, because I'm sorry, but shit. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm not the greatest player. I'll tell you right now. I don't ever try to own up to be anything a hot shit, and it's working for me. I guess I don't know how it's working for you higher elo people, how you go there, but I am enjoying, because I still lose some. I mean, I'm still, I played 4 games. The last time I played 4 games, and I came out with a positive 38, so with my solo queue going. So
yeah, I mean, I just like the fact that they're fine-tuning it, because when full release comes around, when an influx of player happens, it's going to be something that's super subtle, but it's going to be something essential, right?
Yes.
But let's talk about the menu screen here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's talk about this menu screen here. So first, they write, the community really enjoyed the preview of the new draft lobby screens, and although we want to save the rework for closer to our major update, we have one more screen we would like to show off. Now, I find it interesting that they write, although we would want to save the rework. So does that mean that just everything is getting overhauled UI wise, right?
Yes.
They just want to show you the store specifically, or like the hero tab in the store is what they're showing here, because that's specifically what's being shown.
Right, that is specifically what's being shown, and I think that's just to kind of, I don't know. I guess I can't really say too much about this, but when I see like everything that's getting reworked, I mean, you're like, here's your main menu, right? This is what you're like, obviously, yes, it's your store. You could have at your home, but like I think they're talking about everything in regards to, you know, like you said, your draft, your pre-draft, your main menu, your post, you know, game. I think everything's gonna get like that little like post-game draft screen or whatever. Because you know, what about if, you know, I want this to happen with Fault. All right, SMS, I know you're listening because you always listen to these, right? What I want is a post game. What's the word I'm looking for? Paladins and Overwatch has it, right? So you can give credits or give like hey man, great job,
like commendations and stuff.
Commendations, yes, for teams, for your team and for opponents, right? Like in Overwatch, like you mean if they had a really good, you know,
like give a GG to the enemy carry or something like that.
Right. If they had a really good Moira in Overwatch, you can give them, you know, like, hey, you know, good job. You'll give them a little accommodation, right? And you can do it to your team as well. And I think they need to do a post game screen and have that on there, so you can kind of like click on that. With Overwatch, you have it where your whole team's sitting there and it kind of shows your team, hey, this person was best in damage. Or this is Paladin, sorry. In Paladins, you know, this team person was best in damage. This person was best in healing, you know, and it kind of shows you all that stuff, but you can also do the combinations from there. I think that maybe if you don't want to do the opposing team situation, but you should at least have your team accommodation screen. I think that would be a good idea.
I'm pretty sure that they confirmed that stuff like that is like a plan that they, like, you know, they plan on adding stuff like that.
Right.
But it's just, you know, just one of those things that might just happen eventually.
Right.
But, yo, let's break down this picture here, Brad. Check this out. So I like the fact that each individual character that you don't own is going to have, instead of the rank number, it's locked. But directly below, it will tell you, hey, this is what it cost in Matter. This is what it cost in premium currency. Yep. This is what it costs in hero marks, right? Because we see on the top left, it says hero marks 4.
They're not tipping their hand on how much a player is going to cost, though, or hero's going to cost. They like, because I'm telling you right now, it is not going to be 99,000.
No, yeah, I doubt it.
Matter, okay? So do not.
I doubt it.
I'm saying this because there are those other
like 99. What do you mean?
There are those other Parazombie fanboys over Prime and Predecessor. You know who I'm. If you're listening to this, you know who I'm talking about. You, right? That are gonna be like, oh, look at this money grab here, you know, and they're gonna try to pull that off in that situation.
It's like $100 for no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I see it. I see the point of view.
Thing, and that's not what this is, right? So, but yeah, no, I like how they show you, like, hey, this is gonna be, you know, actual like money or in-game currency or hero marks, right? They show you that. I also like how they show you, like, you don't own Countess, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Countess is one of the rotation players as well.
How do you know?
Because look,
what do you mean?
So you have Countess at the top left, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it. She's got the rotation icon right there.
But no, I guess I'm wrong with thinking that too, because if you look, it's just a repeat of the same screen.
Yeah, it's a repeat, but the second one definitely has the rotation icon. So
it does have rotation icon. So it makes you wonder really what was going on there.
Well, I'll be real with you. I think this is just, like they said, a sample of it. So it might just be copy pasted pictures, you know?
Right. Yep.
Like they might have just been like, all right, let's just fill in these characters here for the meantime, and, you know, put the rotation icon in there so they kind of have an idea that that's happening. Now, some things that I like here. Let's look at this left-hand column. 4 out of 24 collected. There's going to be a total number in the amount that you own. Nice little progression. Like, you know what? I'm still hunting down the characters, right? Some people are going to do that. Yes. You can filter through owned and not owned, which I really, really like. Yep. Newest and oldest, as in newer released, or the OG heroes. Yes. That's awesome.
Yes.
I find it hilarious that it says cheap and expensive. Dude, that's funny as shit. I don't even know what it means. But that's funny, bro.
it means so there's going to be certain characters that are going to be like this character is like a must-have character, right? Like right now, Boris in the game. Like if you get Boris, you're gonna own, right? And you can grind the game and play and unlock Boris with just playing. So it's not a pay to win situation, right? But if you want, and you know, he's also going to be more expensive because of the fact that he is so good as a character, right? So you could either buy him outright and you know it's going to be cost more, or there's going to be characters that like right now, like let's say Gadget, which you like when like not first came out, but like 4 patches after she first came out, she was almost pointless to have. Like she was the bottom tier mid lane character. You know, she's going to be cheap in that regards. That's the way I see it being. You have a furrowed brow, and I really wonder what you're thinking with me saying all this.
No. I mean, so yeah, the whole cheap and expensive definitely makes more sense for skins, right? So
yes, but heroes.
Well, I just think these are filters for the entire store, whether it be under heroes, skins, emotes, wards. You know what I mean? So I just think these filters were generally made for all, but I don't know, man. I'm not necessarily. I understand that different heroes might cost different amounts, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with a hero costing difference unless it's like the newly released hero. I don't know. Let's say like 10,000 matter. Every other existing hero 5,000, right? And then after the hype has died down, it gets lowered to 5,000. So maybe sorting it out like that would kind of make sense.
And that is the way that they've been doing it. Fault for sure, right? I'm only basing this off of like, because as they grow, they're gonna have a point to where they're gonna have a big already existing hero pool and only a very small new pool, right? Like right now, if we're looking at the ratio, the new pool is not as small compared to the existing pool because we only have a small player pool, a hero pool overall. So it's hard to do that right now. But like if we're looking at Paladins again, that's how they do their characters. Like if you want to buy a support character, you go through your support characters, you're gonna have some of them that like they're right now their max in-game purchase is like 60,000 gold, right? And then you have a 30,000 gold, and then you got a 15,000 gold, right? And that 15,000 gold threshold is going to be somebody who is just, yes, they're a support character, but they're not the greatest support character, right?
Yeah, just like a mid-tier hero, not necessarily like super strong OP.
Exactly, right. And that's so that you're going to have that. Like I can see
it like a Greystone would be cheaper.
Right. You took the words right out of my mouth. Greystone would be that like, hey, here's a starter hero. You know, because you almost like it's the tier of
like easy, medium, hard of difficulty.
Yes, right. And because the reason they're a harder skill
is because you need more experience in the game.
You need more experience, but also that you got to have harder skill. You also got to have like more of a reward, like risk reward type thing. Like, all right, if I have more skill to play this character, I should get a benefit from doing that, right? So you kind of have like a little trade-off there. So it's a little bit more like that's what I'm saying. So yeah,
I got you.
Would be that.
I could see it. I could see it for sure. So you notice here, I do like also how on the hero screen they have the different roles based off of the icons, right? And then you can search maybe for name, etc. Definitely a useful feature when they start adding a lot of heroes. Like if they got 50 heroes, for example, they're definitely gonna need maybe like a search function so somebody doesn't have to scroll through 50 different pictures, especially when you can only see like 12 of them at a time. I do like the bottom right hand side, quite frankly. Very nice, bold, in a corner, not necessarily taking up too much real estate. Like I think this is the right amount of real estate for it. The cost by available skins, because I'll be real with you, before I buy a character, I look at the skins. If this character's got some dope ass skins, be like, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to play this character just because of that fucking skin. 100%. So I like that. And I'm assuming that would just take you over to the skins category and then just show you skins for that character. And then the learn tab, which is also super, super cool. And I'm assuming that link just takes you to the Learn tab for Grux. You know, just like very well integrated menu. I just really, really like that corner. TBH. I like that it has a description: Grux, melee, control, diver, physical.
I want to interject it real quick. I don't know if I want that to take me to those tabs, the skin tab or the learn tab, right? I want it to pull up where Grux is at right now. If I hit skins, I want you, or even the heroes, right? If I hit skins, I want you to give me the skin option, not where Grux is at, because that doesn't make sense now that I say that. Get rid of Countess, Gideon, Greystone, that whole list of heroes, and only pull up Grux's skins. So I can click on them and I can see where they're at. I want it to stay there because if I don't want Grux, like, okay, that's what I saw with Grux. I now want to click on Twin Blast. And I want to click on Twin Blast skins. I don't want to sit there. I literally was here on my heroes. I want to stay with my heroes. All right. Now, if I want to go to my skins and I can see everybody's skins, I'll click on the skins tab. Right. And if I want to go to learn and see everybody to learn, I want to skin to learn, but I'll give me that option for that to move. Or when I click on learn, all of my hero stats for Grux show up where the heroes are at right now on that left side. That's what I think should happen.
I'll be real with you. I think that the learn tab is probably gonna, like, if you click on learn, heroes, Grux, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to see this exact same character model on the right-hand side, but now the left-hand side here has the abilities. So I think that they're trying to
the learn side of it, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go to learn side, but now imagine as soon as you click the learn button, you now are in the learn side. But the only thing that changed, but now where the heroes are at, all that changed. So it's like a seamless transition because the background didn't change. You follow?
Bro, I do, but I also but if I hit back, where am I going? Or do I have to go back and hit heroes again to now get back to my hero page? Because I don't want, if I literally just like,
that's a great question.
I'm over here hovering. All right, I'm on Grux, right? Hence we see Grux in the background. Okay. Now I hit learn. All right. It should be a seamless transition. It should show me his all of his abilities, his passive, everything, right? And then I can go over hover, right? And then now there should be a closeout option for that learn, whatever I pulled up for learn, and I should be able to get my heroes back again, right? I shouldn't have to now, because now all of a sudden the tabs changed. Now I have to go back to store, back to heroes, just to get to Twin Blast again, right? If I want to go to Twin Blast, I should just easily, all right, close out a learn, click on Twin Blast.
Yeah, I get you. Especially if like there's some sort of back feature. It would get a little weird.
Multiple options, like again, like because maybe I don't want to go to the store for to look at whoever, because maybe I just want to go to learn. Give me the option. I have the learn tab, because you need the learn tab for the items as well, right? You're not going to get that from store heroes. You're not going to get items, right? So that's where I think you should have that option. And same with the skins. The skins should just go up, and then if you want to go look at all the skins, click skins, and here's all the skins we have for everybody.
I got you. I'm sure they have ways to be able to incorporate that very well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, do you notice on the top right? I couldn't help but notice. So we have the traditional 3 lines, kind of like the settings.
The hamburger, right? Yep.
Yeah, the settings hamburger. Yep. And then directly next to that, I see a message chat.
Yeah.
And there's 4. So does that mean you have 4 active conversations with people?
Ooh, now that's a different question. But yeah, so that tells me that there's going to be lobby chat, right? That's what I'm getting from there.
See, I don't think that's lobby chat. I think that's actually being able to DM. Because, like, let's say, for example, before I even join your lobby, let's say I see you in the game, I DM you. I'm like, hey, yo, you want to get in some games? And now on the top right, you're going to see, there's a total of 4 conversations you've been having. One of them's unread. But like right here, I think this is 2 messages unread out of the 4 conversations you're having. That's what I think that is.
That's okay. That's interesting.
So you can communicate DMs and once you're in the lobby, I'm assuming in the home menu in a corner, you might have like a lobby chat or something like that. But now I also see directly next to that is the friend icon. And it shows you 3 out of 5, which is funny because we only see one picture here. But the fact that you're going to be able to click on that and right. maybe it opens up a window that you can actually see your party members and their name, their rank, and everything. Whereas for convenience, out top, you would normally only see their avatar and their level. Now, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if this is accurate, but it would be super freaking cool. You notice how the decker on the left-hand side, there's like a square behind it, like 2 overlapping squares?
Yep.
What if that color was your rank color?
Ooh.
And when you join, you can tell she's gold right there. I mean, I'll be real with you. That's more than likely just a progress bar going around for the level.
I wasn't even thinking progress bar. I literally was thinking just what's the word when we do? I'm blinking. I'm sorry. It's been 73 hours this week. Kicked my ass. So when we talk about the skins and the black, the white, the red. What's that? The contrast. I think it's more of a contrast thing.
Just having it pop out.
I think that's just to make that pop. I think that's what that is. But
I only thought it was a progress bar because it matches the color.
Because that 50.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because it matches the color of the 50.
And it does match the color of the 50. So you come around, and then when you complete that, because really, actually, you know what? I agree with you. I think now that I'm looking at this even more, there is no longer the normal progress bar that we have right now for XP.
Mm-hmm. You don't see a progress bar anywhere. It's around your avatar, maybe. So that's what it probably.
That is your and which is actually easier to read because the other one, the way it sits, you gotta look to wonder where the end of that progress bar is. I can tell where the color is at, right? Because it's like a blue, I think, or something, and you could tell where the end of it is, but you don't know where the end of the actual progress. So you could tell, all right.
It's a good contrast with the black background for sure.
Yeah. So, I really wonder what that fucking comment thing is, though. But real quick, we got Blue Sky Media in chat. It says, I can't see the devs putting their own heroes in any tier as they would want you to believe they are all equally as good and balanced. I mean, I see what you're trying to say, but you can't. I mean, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna have heroes. We know Greystone is a starter hero. I'm sorry,
way easier to play. Yeah.
Right. If I have somebody that's just learning the game, hey, pick Greystone.
Go solo. Go Greystone. Build tank.
Solo lane,
learn the game.
Tank, and I'll be in comms with you. I'll tell you what items to grab. But go solo lane. Work on your last hits. Be this hero because this hero is literally a W key hero. Right, so you have those heroes so it's gonna happen. And I get we're talking about you said their own heroes, right? We're talking about a non-paragon fault own created hero. You're still gonna have starter heroes though.
So Blue Sky also brings up a great point. He mentions that Greystone would be one of the heroes that people get when they're purchasing the game. So here's the thing. Yes, there are going to be starter heroes. Arguably, they should be the dumb easy heroes. The starter heroes should be the heroes that without you having any guidance, you can kind of figure out. I'll be real with you, Murdock, probably a good starter hero. You feel me? Ouch. You got a shotgun, you got a mine, you got a push. Don't get hurt by it. I love Murdock, but you get what I'm saying. Greystone for sure. You could probably, I don't know, throw Gideon in there because throwing his rocks is relatively easy. It's just hard to master, right? But then you're gonna have heroes that are unlocked, and again, this is more towards having 50 heroes, 75 heroes, 100 heroes. As the roster grows, you are going to have the easier heroes and the harder heroes. And there might be a difference between those and price. Now, Blue Sky mentions it might be related to popularity. I know in League, for example, That's totally how it goes. If a character isn't that like played, to be honest, if people don't play it that much, it's gonna be cheap. You're gonna get it for cheap. But if a character is like hot, everybody wants it, it's like, yo, 7 times the price. And I'm like, damn, son, I just grinded for a month to be able to afford that. I can get that one newer hype character, or I can get 5 lower characters and play with those. You get me? So I like the variety.
We talked about that. That's what they're doing now, right? You know, when Decker and Grimm came out, Decker and Grimm were a good amount of blue matter, you know. And then after when who was the next hero that I can't remember after Decker and Grimm, whoever the next hero was, let's just say Grux, because I can't remember who the next line was. But when Grux came out, Decker and Grimm got lowered down because now Grux is that hype, you know, and Decker and Grimm are no longer the hype as much. So they got brought down to, it was like, let's say 8,000 matter, they got brought down to 4,500 matter or whatever it was, you know, I don't know. So you still do the popularity thing, and you can still do that with any hero, you know, and you know, you could actually now, as the hero base grows, you could make it even like, all right, because like you said, Murdock's more of that W key hero, right? But let's say Twin Blast is more of the popularity side. Like people love playing as Tom Cruise, so they're going to you can put him at like, so let's say 8,000 was that popular pick, right? 4,500 is that base. Like, here you go. This is what it costs just to get any hero. You could make Twin Blast, you know, like a 6,000. You know, just more of like a popular pick. Like, here you go. It's going to cost a little bit more to pick him because he's.
I could see that.
He's more of like, you know, and have that middle like ground to pick.
I'll tell you, that's a good way to also balance out the hero pick rates. Because if a character is getting played too much, by raising their price, it means the rest of the community, you're almost kind of shoving them in a different direction and be like, hey, use this one instead.
Change up the meta. Yeah. That'd be another way to change. Not only is you don't have to necessarily use a balance patch, you know, and bring down Twin Blast. Let's say we increase the how long it takes for his grenades to go out. You know, you can only do a grenade every 3 seconds or whatever, you know, instead of it being what it is now, which is like 1.6 seconds or something, whatever, you know. So you change that, you know. You don't have to use the balance pass or balance patch to do that. You could just kind of change the price of the character in a sense to do that a little bit.
Yeah, like a different way to kind of adjust the player pool and player pick rate and stuff without necessarily changing the character itself.
And then that also ties in with the characters being the free rotation characters. You know, that's those characters that aren't getting used very often. They're probably going to be on the free rotation a little more often, or a little, going from there.
Yeah, so I'll be real. I thoroughly enjoy the teasers that they're doing for these menus, right? But let's talk about this Quang skin, bro. This Mastery Quang skin. All right, you give me your feedback before I go into it.
I love, and I know you're gonna say the same thing, but like, this is my first time actually giving a really good look, so I want to give a good look before I say this. But like the first like initial glimpse at it, I love that there's no mustache.
Bro, no mustache? No mustache? What?
Right. And like, so I don't know, just like his, look at his boot, right? His boot coming up there on his right leg, and you have that red, but you have that like black line going through there. I don't know, it might be more of a shadow, but it adds to the contrast of it. You know, I really enjoy the look of it. It's really good in my opinion.
I think
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about the shin on the right leg. I think that's more of a shadow thing, because if you look at the left leg, at the top of that shin guard, it's gray. So that might be what the gray looks like in the dark. You feel me?
And it might be, but it fits very. I like, again, if that's what it is, that's fine. I like how the skin is that interactive with the environment, if that makes sense.
All right, man. Here's where I'm at. Ready?
All right.
Ready?
I'm listening. Yep.
I think this skin is quite frankly amazing with one flaw.
Blue Sky, you're wrong.
One flaw.
Windu doesn't like any of these stage skins. Ha ha ha.
Bro,
What
one flaw, and I think it's I personally hate it, right?
All right. What's your
The
flaw?
only thing I don't like in these skins is the fact that the blade of the sword isn't the part that color changes. The fact that it's a black blade for most of them and then a white blade for the mastery skin. I would have preferred a magma blade with then white hilt. I would have preferred a diamond blade with a black hilt, a gold blade, a silver blade with the hilt. I think that is a missed opportunity for those, even though I see what they were kind of going for when it comes down to it. I just rather, if the sword were inverted, I think this design would be great because it's very minimalistic. You got good aspect ratio, like as far as there's chunks that are white, there's chunks that are gray, there's chunks that are black, but very well designed, well thought out. You get me?
I agree. But here's the argument, the devil's advocate argument of the sword is the.
What's up?
You just said a good amount, right? If we're looking at just the sword, I think there's a good amount of color there, and the color changed. Now, if we do just the sword, you can't have the blade be diamond, right? And the handle be diamond as well. You gotta
no. That's what I'm saying. Flip it.
Contrast, right?
Like when you look at that sword right there, everything that's diamond make it black, and then everything that's black make it diamond.
I don't think there's enough diamond in the skin then, like the skin itself, right? We now have to add more diamond to his outfit because I think if you take all the amount, I think you take the amount of diamond. We're talking about stage 3 right now. We're taking the amount of diamond that they have right now in the sword, which is a good amount, right? And I mean good amount as in like more, right? You take that and you put it in the blade side of it. The blade side is we're talking about sword in general. That blade is smaller than the actual sword itself, right? So you're gonna get less diamond.
I mean, maybe. I think it's a weird angle trick here too, but you might be right. It might honestly, especially since you're looking from the back, looking forward. Maybe from the player's perspective, you can tell the diamond more this way.
Yeah.
But from the enemy perspective, you could tell more. But I don't know. Even though I'll be real, the whole black blade, dark saber kind of vibes I'm getting off of Star Wars, it's not too horrible. I think my main pet peeve is just the white blade. I really would have preferred in that one at least make it a magma blade.
Yeah, they definitely could have done that there. Because they could have done the white handle, magma blade. It's a tough one too there, because I don't understand. Again, this is one of those tough things because is this how they captured the picture? Like is that whole stem going up the back of the blade? Is that gonna turn red, or is that black?
You talking about on the master one?
On the master skin, yeah. Like what?
No, I'm pretty sure that's the whole flowing effect, but everything there is just like a dark red. All right. Like check it here. Let me blow it up so you can kind of see here.
Right, because I do see red specks, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So it just makes so it's just a color. I think when they take the picture of these, they need to really. I don't know if they are, and maybe they are. Maybe
nail the lighting.
Maybe they're taking a picture like, okay, nope, that one doesn't work. Maybe take a picture, no, that doesn't work. I mean, because when I take my selfies, I probably got like 50 selfies because nope, I don't like the lighting on this one, So, I'm just
for real, bro.
No, not at all. I don't. For one, I probably have like a total of 5 selfies overall, and that's only because I uploaded them to Instagram because I thought that's what you were supposed to do, and I don't know. Anyways, so, but no, I was just joking. Anyways. I think they need to work more on these still pictures because it makes it harder to understand. We know, you and me, we know that this is a live skin.
Yeah, like a skin that's moving and hard to capture pictures of.
Right. So, but the Joe over here, who doesn't watch the partner panel, which any Joe should be watching the partner panel, because who doesn't watch the partner panel? Anyways, Joe doesn't watch the partner panel, doesn't get to our conversation and understand what we know, and just goes through and doesn't read what's going on, doesn't do anything, and just looks at the pictures and just like, nope, I don't like it. It's SMS would save them some heartache and upsetting the Joes, because you don't want to upset the Joes. If they would just take more time to get these pictures a little bit more perfect. Perfect is a hard thing to get for, but try harder.
Yeah, I get you. Just be a little bit more on the OCD side about it.
Yes.
But I'll be real. I'm excited. Right now, I'll be honest with you. I haven't been counting, but do you know what mastery this is? Do you know what number? Because they're showing about 1 per week, right? How deep are we as far as compared to the current roster?
We're getting close. I do not know, but we're getting close. I would have to let me scroll up here. Oh no, that's not going to show a full roster.
Yeah, I wonder if they're literally going to keep just doing masteries until it's like, all right, you know what? Now we don't have any mastery skins to tease. Here they are.
I mean, yeah, there's only so many. I don't think that's what's happening. I hope that's not what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope that this is just a kind of like, we're only doing this just to kind of, appease your appetite, because you're wanting the mastery system and it's not quite ready yet. So here we go. We're just going to show you. We're just going to tease this skin, and we're going to tease this skin, and we're going to tease this skin, right? And just going to keep going until it is ready. It doesn't have to be all 21 heroes, right? We don't need to see the teaser for all 21 heroes. If the mastery system is ready, which have they not? I believe they've said, and maybe I'm just reading it wrong. I thought they said that the mastery is going to come in the next big update, right?
Yeah.
Mastery and AI.
I think that mastery and AI is like bots, AI, like that whole system, and then masteries. I think was what they were aiming for, along with 14. Maybe like some sort of map changes, but I don't know. They haven't necessarily said that map, like a new map is coming. They haven't confirmed that officially, right. As far as the next update. We know a new map is coming, but not necessarily in the next major update. Worth differentiating.
Yes.
But I mean, I'll be real, man. As far as the masteries go, I personally think that these masteries are probably already done. They might not be fine-tuned, like perfected. But I'd be willing to bet that they got a folder with like all the mastery skins done, and it's just more of, hey, is this what we want to push? Do we approve it or not? Or even if they already got it done, they might just be waiting for the update to actually put it in,
I think what it is I think the skins are done. I think they're fine-tuning how the mastery system works itself, like how you level.
So you think the mastery... Okay.
I think that's how, okay, so we're going, because not only is it skins, we're also going to get, and it's not banners, but I can only think of like banners right now off the top of my head. Like, all right, you get this far in your mastery of Quang, you're now going to get this banner. All right, you get this far in your mastery of Quang, you're now going to get this, whatever,
yeah, I get you. Like, maybe coming up with like different mastery rewards also is what you're referring to. Like just making sure the entire system is ready. Right. Yeah, the skins might already be done, quite frankly.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I think there's just more to it. Like there's not only just rewards, but like also the coding on how, all right, yeah, I did this much XP and figure out what is a good XP? What is a good amount? Like what is good enough for a player to play and feel like they did enough to level up in the mastery XP. You gotta figure out that balance of what so there's still more stuff going on with that. I think that's really what's kind of taking the mastery a little bit longer time.
I can see that. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and move on now towards the patch update that we missed here in the past week.
Yeah.
So let's just go down the list because there's quite a bit here, right?
Yep.
So we have the Arcane Surge, 80 energy power, 250 mana, 10 cooldown reduction. The unique passive, after casting an ability, your next basic attack within 10 seconds is going to deal 100% basic attack damage, plus 40% energy power as bonus energy damage. Can only occur once every 1.5 seconds. It costs 3,000 golds, and it's going to build out of Enhanced Cognition and Mech Core. We're going to talk about Enhanced Cognition here in a second.
Yep.
Now, I will say, to be honest, as far as the item goes, I just got to give Strange Matters props for the diversity of items, because some of my absolute favorite builds, some of my absolute favorite items are whenever there's like this ability hyper carry sort of build that you can go for. Like you still build ability damage, but it transfers that damage to your basic attacks. And I absolutely love items like this, TBH. And I'm glad, like I'll give them kudos for adding more diversity instead of just like, oh, let's throw another energy power item in there because we can. The fact that they're starting to experiment, starting to broaden the horizons, specifically for carries. Because, like, for example, like characters like Grim, this would be awesome, right? Yeah. Characters like a Bellica. A Bellica is a character that, quite frankly, is a mage, but her basics are still pretty influential. You follow, especially with like her drone shooting and stuff. So with more items like this, you could actually have like a hyper carry of the sorts. You could actually take Bellica as a carry, and you're building ability damage, but you know her basics are going to be doing all right, so you know you're going to be able to CS a little bit better and such. So I really, really like the fact that they're adding stuff like that.
Yeah. We were talking, who was it? We're talking to somebody. I want to say it was Mac. It was Mac or Ed that said this works really well on Morgesh as well.
Morgesh? Yeah, that was Ed, I'm pretty sure.
It was Ed, yep. All right, yeah. So it works really well on Morgesh, and then and at that time, that's when you really explained how this item worked for me, because I was like wondering how that mattered. But you know, and I do think the item is definitely a good input, you know. And I love seeing the new items that they're adding, because it's just showing the build diversity of the game. It's showing the growth of the game just by, you know, the item shop itself. So I really enjoy it.
For sure. Now, moving forward here, they got the Enhanced Cognition. This is going to be a mid-tier item that builds up to it. Now, we already talked about the fact that, you know, just I personally feel it's a little weird that a helmet builds into like a gauntlet, right? But the item itself, it gives you 250 mana, 10 cooldown. The passive is after casting an ability, your next basic attack within 10 seconds is going to deal 100% base as bonus physical damage, and occurs only 1.5 seconds. So you don't get the extra energy power conversion. You just basically get the double damage basic, right?
Yep.
So as far as everything goes, you know, decent basic attack. Now, I'm curious because I actually haven't even paid attention to this. Is that item, like, is that the 200% basic, does that actually work on minions also? Or is that just something that's only hero applied?
My guess is it works on minions as well. I haven't, this is a blue item. I'm an ADC main, so I don't touch it very often. I haven't touched it at all, to be honest with you, since it's been input. But I would say that it just works on minions as well, because I think there's the other items that when they're literally the next hero or whatever, it tells you like the next, you know, or you have it, because especially you have a time frame to use it.
I see chat saying that it works on everything. Interesting.
Right, perfect. Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of clarification there. It could be useful. It could be useful. It's only 1,000 gold. It's going to give you basically double damage basic attack every 10 seconds. So cool, you know, worth working around it to be able to snipe like gold and stuff like that.
So it works on everything. You drop your bomb on your Bellica, right? You drop your bomb on Orb Prime, and then you're able to do another 200 damage to help you kind of melt Orb Prime a little bit. You know, like you drop your bomb, and then that 1.5 seconds, you just did 200% base damage. Plus your 4, if you do the whole item, right? The Arcane Surge, you also get your plus 40% energy power.
Yeah, so as long as you can spam an ability every 1.5 seconds, you'll be able to get that 200% basic, which can help.
So, so that's going to help lower that down. So
especially if you build Magus Crossbow.
I need to know that they have that, so I know, hey, it's going down faster, so I need to snipe faster, so I can steal that Orb Prime. Clip will be in the process. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't with you, bro. All right, now let's go over a few bug fixes here. They also mentioned that Magus Crossbow, they fixed an issue where the crossbow was actually applying the effect to the towers, and then they fixed an issue that it was instantly killing a ward as opposed to the multiple hits, right? Definitely worth fixing. Eldritch Flame, they fixed an issue causing the affected targets to apply burn on their ability damage. So I guess there was a bug where if you had the Eldritch Flame burn, now when you cast an ability, it's like you transferred the burn or something like that. So that's been fixed. Now,
So what is Eldritch Flame in regards to what it is right now? I'm just trying to understand what the Eldritch Flame is. Is that a trauma item, right?
Eldritch Flame, if I'm not mistaken, dude, it's been so long since I even used that item, quite frankly. But Eldritch Flame is the... You know what? Let's actually look it up right here. Eldritch Flame should be the trauma item, or it's either the trauma item.
Burn.
No, Curse Remnant is a trauma item. There we go.
Eldritch Flame.
Eldritch Flame is the tank melter, the one that a percentage of max health you get burned.
So burn on ability, hit apply. Burn. So wait, is that fix an issue? Eldritch Flame causing affected targets to apply burn on their abilities damage.
Yeah. So essentially, what it is, it's a way so that a caster can melt a tank based off of their max HP, just like we have like Titan Slayer and GD Crossbow. This is the mage equivalent for Eldritch Flame. Very good on objectives like Orb Prime, Raptor, and such, because as soon as you have that item, you know that you're slowly melting the overall max HP, even though your ability isn't necessarily doing the most damage, like on a Sevarog, for example. You follow?
I do follow with what you're saying about the item does, but what I don't follow is literally reading that description and then reading what they fixed. It literally tells me they got rid of the item. That's how I read that. Like that literally that's what the item does, is it applies a burn on ability.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying. So maybe the wording here could have been a little bit clearer. What I got from this was that if you were burned, while you're burning, you were able to burn other people. So, and it shouldn't happen that way.
So, all right. So let's say you and me are in a match against each other, right? You have Eldritch Flame, right? You burned me, right? Because that's what the item. I'm the tank, right? You burned me.
Yeah.
But I drop an ability on you, and now it's burning you.
That's the bug. From what that's what I got from it. That was the bug that was happening. It shouldn't happen that way. Now it's just working as intended.
Okay, that's what D-Trigger's saying as well. Gotcha. Thank you, D-Trigger. Appreciate you.
Gotcha. Now, moving over to the balance here. So on Boris, base health reduced from 570 to 560, and basic damage reduced from 64 to 62. This is basically just a super small nerf early game for the character as far as sustainability. Because if you lower his base damage, you're lowering his base lifesteal. And if you're lowering his base max HP, you're also affecting his survivability. Not a crazy change, quite frankly.
No.
It definitely seems insignificant as far as numbers are concerned. I just don't know how much of an actual effect it has in game.
So look at it big picture. I mean, we're looking at just this patch right now. It looks really small, and I understand that. But look at a big picture. Let's go back a couple patches ago, and when they nerfed his I can't remember what exactly they nerfed something, but they buffed his basic attack damage, right? So when they buffed his they buffed it up to like 64. So now they're kind of taking that buff away to where now the nerf that they did like 2 patches ago is an actual nerf. Because if you actually did the math of the nerf that they did, he actually got a buff late game. He was only a nerfed early game. So now he's actually nerfed the whole game because this is kind of negating
I got you.
buff they got. So it looks small right now, but if you actually, you know, you got to go back to
when you consider the past notes, it's a compounding thing.
Yep.
I see where you're coming from. Now, do me a favor, go ahead and read the Kalari one.
Yeah. So Kalari, Assassin's Dagger, her right mouse button, killing a lane minion or jungle monster with Assassin's Dagger now refunds half of its mana cost and reduces its cooldown by 50%. All right. So this, in my opinion, is them trying to make her more valuable to pick, because they can't, with that, the huge nerf that she recently got, she was starting to get more of a not as used, like her, you know, her pick rate was plummeting from what I was seeing. A lot of people were complaining about how she's kind of useless. So this kind of gives you a little bit more. Now, I do know people who are talking that like the mana cost, they weren't ever hurting with Kalari when it comes to mana. I get that you're not hurting, but like now you can even do more. The way I read this and I understand, like, yeah, you're not hurting, but like because you're getting that 50%, you're getting that half of its mana cost. You're getting half of that back, not 50%. Well, yeah, 50%. You get 50% of that mana cost back. Like you can do more now. Now you can get that not only the dagger, but you can also do the what is that one that she's that little lunge that she's got. And then the cooldown, that cooldown comes back 50% too. That is huge, because like that you can just spam that dagger. That kind of makes her more of a range character when she's not technically a range. So I like it. I think it's a good buff for her, something that kind of gives her a little more, it adds a little more strategy to the game.
Yeah, I'll be real. That change on her is probably one of the better changes considering how hard she's been hit for the current state of the game. Yep,
I agree. So, and that while you stepped away, I was saying that a lot of people were saying that they don't have mana issues when it comes to Kalari. And I get you don't have mana issues, like you're not normally dealing with mana issues, but this kind of keeps you in that game even longer for those times that you may have, like, hey, I'm out of mana. You know, if you're oomed, like there's nothing you can do. Now you're not, like there's almost no chance of you being oomed because of this situation.
Yeah, D-Trigger brings up a great point. Versus range definitely provides a little bit more viability, specifically when you have such a off-lane range meta going on. So I could see that.
Yep, I like it.
Now, on Sevrog, you also have on here range per passive tier increased, starting at 390 before, and now it's starting at 500 on the range on the Siphon. And then late game, it used to be cap at 550, now it caps at 700. So now the Siphon range level 1 is almost as far as it was max range before.
Yep.
I'll be real, I just think that was needed. Like Sevrog really needed some love. And it really was one of those things that you would Siphon in front of you and be like, shit, that minion in the back was too far.
Yeah. Well, and this is, again, you can tell that the devs are really trying to compete against the range meta in offlane, right? And this is one of those things, because for you as a Sevrog, like you said, to get that minion in the back, you now have to put yourself even that much closer to those minions. You putting yourself that much closer to the minions, you now put yourself that much closer to a ranged opponent, right? So now you can comfortably grab that, you can siphon those minions and not have to.
Well, a little bit easier. You still got to show up, because 500 units really isn't that far. But 700 units at max level? Being mindful, a range carry is right about like right about 1,500 units.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit less than half of a carry range. That's not bad considering you have the dash also. That's pretty substantial, to be honest.
Oh no, it definitely is. Yeah, I mean you can't give a melee hero ranged distances, you know. So yeah, you're right. It's not, you still have to show up to the fight, but the point is that you now that range hero has to show up a little bit farther too, because you know that range that you were like, hey, I can just pick the Sevarog all day because you know he has to get so close to those minions. Now he has to be that range hero has to be a little bit closer now too, because you can get those minions at a little bit more of a distance.
Hey, and on a side note, shout out to Strange Matters website team. Yeah. Because, for example, on the home page, having the early access now available, and these are all the animated trailers for Decker, for Grim, for Gadget, Richter. The fact that these are all playing on a loop is really, really nice. This is much better than loading up a website and only seeing a picture. So kudos. I like it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. They did a great job. This is, and you're already utilizing previous resources. You know, it's not like you went and made something just for the website. You were able to take something that was already created. You're able to, you know, edit it, put it together, and now put it on a loop, and you're good to go. You know, so it was like, not only did you not waste time doing it, you were able to benefit off of something that you've already created.
True. So yeah, man, we basically wrapped up the patch updates and the patch notes. Yes. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We appreciate it. Hopefully this format is kind of working a little bit better. You guys let us know in the comments or in live chat in this case what you think, because one thing that we're doing now is we're live streaming our partner panel on Bearded's Twitch channel. And then after the fact, it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube, just to make it a little bit easier for those that weren't able to actually be there live. So if you guys actually made it this far, we appreciate it. If you're here tuning in live, you didn't get to catch the whole thing, it will be uploaded on YouTube. But just want to say thank you and let us know what you guys think about the whole format.